clap so I have something to line up with. It's another Acoustic Alternatives at Grove Studios in Ypsilanti, home of the podcast since October of 2020. You've heard the story before. If you've watched any of the podcasts, they reached out to me and said, we want you to do a podcast. And so here I am 5+ years later doing something I didn't think the world needed, which was another music-oriented podcast. But as it turns out, I need it. I need it to find out about musicians that I've known about sometimes, that I haven't actually visited with ever before, as in the case today, or sometimes to visit with old friends, as we did recently with David Wilcox, Jen Siggett, who's just recently been a podcast guest as well. So check those out. JohnBommarito.com can lead you to all of them. There's a tab for Acoustic Alternatives. And if you so decide you like it enough, there is a Patreon page as well. I don't make any money from sponsors doing this. I do this for the love of the game, really. And today I am very pleased to welcome Phoebe and Jacyln, whose last name is not Keynote. However, they are the Keynote Sisters.
Hello. Thanks for having us.
It's been a while since I've been bugging Phoebe every time I'm at 20 Front Street going, when's that record coming out, Phoebe? When's that record coming out?
Oh my gosh, it is finally here.
Yes, it is.
I have an answer for you now.
The answer is it's in my hand.
Yes. Temporary by design.
Temporary by design. Looks lovely. And I've had a chance to hear the digital files, though the drawback of that is I don't know who's on the record, but we'll get to that in conversation.
Of course.
So you guys are Lake Orion based, or not necessarily, I guess, because you're a distance band at this point.
Yeah, things are changing. But yeah, we grew up and that's been our home base for, 20-some years. We've been a long distance band, like you were saying, for the past 10 years, which is like the majority of the time we've been playing together. Jacyln was in school. Well, I went to college first and she was at home, and then she went to college even farther away in North Carolina and I was in Michigan. And now we're finally at a point where like, okay, neither of us are in school. We can make our own schedules and we can do music whenever we want.
Well, we'll dig a little deeper into that story, but let's get a song from the record. What would you like to start with?
Yeah, let's start with Done and Damned.
All right, the one that's a little bit of the oldest track on the record, right?
Yeah, we released it as a single a few years back, but it really set the tone for the whole album. So this is Done and Damned.
Walking on eggshells, walking on ice. Don't speak too loud, don't speak your mind. Fake a smile, put on a face. Just play his game and play it safe. You walk in, I'm holding my breath. Never know which you I'll get. Praying for the day you leave. You'll pack your bags and set us both free. When the house that seems so tall has crumbled all away, where the music once played, only echoes remain. Go on and leave in peace. No need for a show, 'cause what's said is done, what's done is damned. And you're free to go. Wonder what sets you off today. When and where will it detonate? One wrong word or one wrong move, and you're spiraling and tick tick boom. 'Cause when the house that seems so tall has crumbled all away, where the music once played, only echoes remain. Go on and leave in peace. No need for a show, 'cause what's said is done, what's done is damned. And you're free to go. seemed so tall has crumbled all away when the music won't play and all that's left is pain. I'm begging, leave in peace, no need for a show, 'cause what's said is done, what's done is damned. It's said and done, it's done and damned, and you're free to go.
A definite standout cut from the new release, Temporary by Design, Keynote Sisters on Acoustic Alternatives at Grove Studios. The one that's this particular song has been out about 4 years now, but just officially came out physically on a CD. Is there also vinyl, or do you guys just stick for CD and digital?
Okay, we're thinking about maybe doing vinyls.
Okay, first of all, correction. Vinyls isn't a word. It's like saying sheeps.
Oh.
Vinyl records.
See, I
So
say
we're
sheeps
thinking about
too.
vinyl.
No, sheeps is not a word. No, vinyls is not a word. People are making it a word, but it's still not a word. I worked in a record store before CDs came out, and we never once said the word vinyls in 1985. So let me tell you that. Therefore, it is not a word. Sorry, I don't want to get too much on that.
No
but
worries.
Vinyl records, I'm also going to say I think the bubble is getting close to bursting on that. I don't know for sure, but they were gone for a while, and then they came back. And I love records, but if I had my collection on vinyl, my floors would cave. So I think I see the end of vinyl because I'm starting to see a lot of stores put 25% off our vinyl. Like, okay. So
all right, that's good to
I'm
know.
just, you may do a very limited pressing based on pre-orders.
Yeah,
or
if
something.
we did it, it would be a
small-
pre-order.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sorry, I shouldn't go off on that tangent because that's personal opinion, but also
No.
trying to help you guys not lose money.
No, thank you to our manager, John Bommarito. Yes.
Free management services available at johnbommarito.com. So weird start question because it's not that important, but sometimes it is. There is no the. It's just Keynote Sisters. Was that a conscious decision?
Okay, this has been such an ongoing conversation because it's not as like intentional as I think people are making it out to be. That's an unimportant word, and so we're like, oh, let's not
Lowercase
have
the.
it take up.
Lowercase the, and then Keynote Sisters.
It's like
yeah.
font size 10 in the corner, Keynote Sisters. Like, yes, say the so that it's grammatically correct, but like when you search our name, the important part is Keynote Sisters.
Because over the course of my loving music, there have been bands that don't use the. And I'm like, am I supposed to say the odds, or is it Pretenders or the Pretenders? I don't know, because sometimes on their records it has the, and then sometimes it doesn't. Like, am I saying it wrong?
I think none of us are thinking about it as much as you are.
Well, I'm in a broadcaster,
it
right?
really does affect
No,
like
I know what you're
jobs
saying.
like yours, but
and
it's
like you're
the
wearing a
Keynote
T-shirt that
Sisters.
says "The Lucky Nows," not "Lucky Now." Yeah,
Right.
I know.
I don't know. Anyways,
This is good to think of for
It's
when
just-
we make new merch. I'm like, maybe we do a font size 10.
Are we confusing people? Yeah.
anyway, I know that was a weird tangent to start with, but as I was thinking about the whole thing, I'm like, is it the or not the? Oh, we'll bring that up. Anyway, thank you for
There's your answer,
thank
yeah.
you for the answer. All right, so I have been to Lake Orion many times for concerts, but I didn't grow up there. It's a really cool town when I come into town. What was it like growing up in Lake Orion?
It is now. Yeah. When we were first growing up, I mean, downtown Lake Orion has changed a lot in the last even 10 years. Like there's a lot more restaurants, the nightlife, like people go out the night before Thanksgiving in Lake Orion. And that never used to be a thing.
I know. I had the weirdest like culture shock, I'm gonna call it, a couple years back when we did this night before Thanksgiving show at 20 Front at 20 Front Street, and afterwards we were like, oh yeah, let's like go and grab a drink with some of our friends, you know, celebrate the concert and like being in town. We were waiting
get a
in
table.
line.
It
That was so
slammed,
humbling.
yeah.
That was deeply humbling. Like, could not get a table in my own hometown.
Like our little Lake Orion.
Don't you know who I am? I'm Jacyln for the
my
Keynote
gosh.
Sisters. Let me in.
it
Anyway.
was so funny. Yeah.
But yeah, growing up there is really sweet. It's a small town. There wasn't a ton going on. Normally we're driving to Royal Oak or Rochester or things. But now, yeah, you can find things to do in Lake Orion now.
I know.
And especially, I think 20 Front Street had a lot to do with it. Like there's a music venue in this small town. Like
It brings
that's-
culture. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
about that if I ever decided to move somewhere. I mean, like, I'm not really a country kind of person, but I need to have some of that in there. So a place like Chelsea, a little pretty country if you go to Chelsea, but
Yeah.
they have the Purple Rose Theater and they have
Right.
some nice restaurants. And so that
go.
kind of appeals to me.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's
okay.
crazy because you see these big artists and, you know, they're stopping in New York City and Chicago and then Lake Orion, Michigan.
Where's the
It's like,
Of
hey,
course, they pronounce it wrong every time, but you
I
know.
know.
Oh my God, yes.
No, the world is learning about Lake Orion.
Literally.
I love it. I mean, there's beautiful water there. Did you guys were you water people? Did you play in the water a little bit?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, every summer I didn't realize until I went away to college that was such a key part of growing up in Michigan, but also in Lake Orion, that's what everyone did, is we would like go swim in the lake. Like I forgot that
Took it for granted is what you did.
Yes, literally.
I mean, we live in a state that is surrounded by water, right? So we just assume that water is everywhere because it's always there.
Right. Meeting people now who like haven't had that lived experience, I'm like, oh, okay, we are lucky.
Yeah, or meeting people who have never seen snow before. That was also crazy. I was like, what? Yeah, I took it for granted.
Well, what kind of stuff did you guys do? I mean, 4 years apart, right? Did you hang out? Did you like each other?
No,
my gosh, no.
not at all. No. This is a recent development for us.
No, we're half kidding. No, when we were little, that's when you feel the age difference the most.
Oh, yeah.
The most. Oh my gosh. So I was, 12 years old, like peak cringe middle schooler, and then Phoebe was 16, like newly cool, and like wanted
That's
to,
cool.
wanted to hang out with all of her like high school friends, and then like I always wanted to tag along. That's when we felt the age gap the most.
For sure.
We statements.
No, yeah.
But then as we've gotten older, it was really after Phoebe went away to college that's when we started getting closer, and also started taking music a bit more seriously. And
Because you weren't in the same room together, you were taking it seriously?
Exactly.
ironically,
That makes
yes.
no sense.
It makes
I think
no
a lot
sense,
of it
and yet
was
that's how
like
it is.
the distance between us two, like us being, getting two kids that like already don't have anything in common, like forcing them to be in the same space. Like it was a lot growing up. So then I think when I moved away to college, it like gave us the space we needed to like be like, yes, this is who I am and it's okay. And that's who she is. And that's okay. And like, and then we were able to find kind of like those bridging similarities, which obviously the biggest one was music.
Literally.
So yeah, a lot of our, like the biggest years of our musical careers have been, long distance, but it's weird now not being long distance because it's like the distance comes so naturally to us now, like sending voice memos to each other of like, just like a new song chorus that we just wrote. And it's like, hey, what are your thoughts? Oh, okay. Like before you even responded, I wrote the rest of the song, like here, like,
Wow.
Literally.
Very cool.
And then fast forward to now, like Phoebe's literally my favorite person in the world. So
Mine too.
yeah,
I know. Aw, John.
we have so much in common.
Surprise.
And so yeah, for any parents whose kids also have a awkward age gap, I don't know, maybe try putting them in a band together. Could crash and burn, or they could
Right.
end up
Ship one away to college, but then make them do a business together and they'll work it out. Yeah.
yeah.
I have 3 other siblings, and my brother is 4 years older than me. We get along fine, but we've never been in a band together, although he had a drum set in the basement, and he would play drums. That's the thing he still does. And when he wasn't around, I never asked his permission, but I would go and play his drums because I wanted to, be
Classic little brother.
Yeah, I mean, of course, right? And then I tried to play along with the Police record, and that's when I gave up because Stuart Copeland is far too good for me. But we still, we get along as adults. We always got along, but we never had a closeness similar. So I guess that I get the 4-year gap thing.
Yeah, no, but I think the music, because like we could be having a really off day where we're like, you are the last person I want to be around. And then, but we have to practice for a gig, or we're going into the studio or something. So we like start playing, and then it's like, you forget all about it. And then we're just like locked in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without turning this into his therapy session, what are the differences you mentioned? I mean, I don't want to get too personal, but like you said,
I
you're
love therapy,
very different people. I mean, growing up in the same house, you'd have some of the same outside influences.
I mean, yes. I think it's mostly that our personalities are just very different, and I only see it in certain moments. So I tend to be a lot more
Yeah,
if that makes sense. A
Like
lot
happy.
more.
Yeah.
I mean, when you guys got here, I noticed that.
Yeah,
I'm like, good morning. Jacqueline's like, hello.
Yes.
No, I'm like twirling out of bed. Like, yes. Whereas
Whirling
Phoebe
dervish, I think is the word.
like much more calm. She's like one of the most level-headed people I know, very grounded. And so there are moments where, I don't know, if I'm just getting overwhelmed and stressed with life, we process things very differently. So I need to talk things out. Whereas you, I think,
Internal.
I just need to talk to myself for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, like she has a committee of one, and it's I have a committee of everyone in the room. Like,
So growing up, like that was probably really frustrating for each other. Me being like, Jacyln, shh, like just talk to yourself and you'll figure it out. And her being like, no, listen to me talk. And I'm like,
Literally, I'm not
no.
wired that way.
Use your inside voice in your head.
Literally.
Right.
And
level
then
up.
in this way, I'm more like Phoebe because I'm much more like that. So, I mean, we have some things in common. Phoebe's our favorite person, and then
Beautiful. And that's beautiful.
all right, and then music became as you grew apart, so to speak, physically. Did you both already play instruments at that point in the house, and you just didn't do it together?
Yeah, our mom got us started on, just learning instruments very young. Like I think my first guitar lesson was like at age 5, and Jaclyn's first piano lesson was like 6
7?
or something. Yeah. So we were locked into music in our own worlds for a while. And it was like we would never play together. Like we'd have family get-togethers and my mom would be like, okay, Phoebe, like you play something on guitar. And I'd be like, oh God, okay. So then I'd play something on guitar, and then she'd be like, okay, now Jaclyn, you play something on piano. And she's like, yay, okay. And as we got older, I think my mom kind of saw the potential there, and she was like, like, how do I get them to play together? So she got us, the idea in our heads to like, oh, why don't you guys like play with other people and experience what that's like? So we've played in grade school through high school. We were kind of playing with other musicians and all sorts of genres. Like Jaclyn was literally in like a rock and roll band.
True.
When she was like 10 or something. Yeah. And then we played in a larger band with some other girls together. And I think that was more, we saw how difficult it could be to play with a group of strangers and, how much work you really have to put in over the course of years to finally click with other people. And I don't remember, an opportunity came up, I think, to do a gig where maybe it was too short notice to get other people. And so we were like, okay, like, I guess we'll just do it, the two of us. And it was so much easier. And we were like, no way. Has this been an option the entire time?
We realized that we actually loved that and preferred it. So
Okay.
that was kind of all the confirmation we needed.
Yeah.
Very good. So outside of the rock influence of Jaclyn, what were you listening to? Sorry, take a sip of your tea first and then answer. Or maybe I'll have Jaclyn answer. What were you listening to at this time of your career?
Oh God. Okay. When I was little, don't come for me. I was a huge theater kid, and musical theater. I am.
Okay.
I majored in acting. Like it didn't go away.
I was Officer Krupke in West Side Story 40 years ago. Go
Oh
ahead.
my gosh.
Okay.
And we'll get to that later.
Yeah, this is a safe space.
But yes. And so when I was little, it was Phoebe can attest. It was a lot of 4-year-old Jaclyn running around the house singing like Disney princess songs. Like that was my jam. Truly, I loved an animated classic. Oh, exactly. Part of Your World was my go-to karaoke.
Oh yes,
didn't matter if there was backing track. It,
No, any key, any audience, like, yeah, she
She's
was
not
locked
shy.
in. No.
Literally. I was a shy kid, but not when it came to singing, funny enough. When it
Yeah.
came to singing, I'm like, and now where's my stage? Like,
Get the audience, the applause.
literally, but what did you listen to?
What did I listen to? I don't even
You
know.
had a country phase.
I did have a country
That was
phase.
yeah.
That was, I think, partially a product of growing up in Lake Orion.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people listened to country at our high school, and so, I don't know, fitting in and stuff.
Yeah. I don't even remember, my earliest bands that I resonated with, it's really just a few years ago. I don't remember what I listened to. A lot of it too was listening to the music that my mom would play in the car rides and things like that. So we listened to a lot of 70s, 80s, and loved those songs, that vibe. But yeah, it didn't really resonate with a lot of music when I was growing up. It was more finding songs that worked for our bands or for us, and that was different from the music that I listened to, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is something that we've noticed in the past couple of years, is that the music, fast forward to today, the music that we listen to tends to not really be the same as the music that we write, which I didn't really see coming. But yeah, I don't listen to a lot of other acoustic, folk, poppy groups, even though I always enjoy it when I see them live. But for some reason, when I go to what I want to play when I'm making dinner or when I'm getting ready for the day, I'll gravitate much more towards R&B, or recently I've been getting much more into hip hop. So total 180 from the music that we produce and put out. But I don't know. I think that's also important to just like be absorbing other music genres than what you make, you know?
You can diversify and maybe at some point do a hip hop acoustic cover because
Well-
people do that.
Well,
Never
you
say
don't.
never.
It's apparently already been done. I'm reading faces.
But yeah, I mean, because you listen to different music for different things. Like a lot of the songs we write were more lyrics forward. Like we love like creating kind of like a more stripped back sound so you can really hear and feel the lyrics. Whereas when you're listening to like, you know, music before you're going out for the night, it's like, well, no, you're not trying to listen to a ballad. Like it's, you know, for different purposes.
Temporary by Design is not a go out and party record. It
What?
is a.
I mean, maybe not for you. No, it's
no,
not.
it is not. That's not an insult. That is a observation of listening to the record and feeling the record. It is a feeling record. It is not a.
It's a turn the lights off and like lay in bed and listen to it. Yeah.
Maybe cry a little bit. I'm not
Maybe.
sure. I'm
Maybe
not
have
sure
the
who I'm
tissues
supposed
wet.
to hug in this scenario
Right.
listening to the record. How about another song and we'll talk about why that is the case after that. Temporary by Design. What songs would you like to do from the record now?
Wanna do Phoenix?
Sure, let's do Phoenix Tears. Yeah.
Got Keynote Sisters in Grove Studios on Acoustic Alternatives.
On the edge, frozen still, wanna turn back, you hope I will. I'm looking down, afraid to fly, can only crawl when my wings are tied. And I feel it in my bones, you're not my home. And I can't help but wonder how you can hide away while I am falling apart. My phoenix tears healing my own broken heart. If you can't bother to care, then is it worth the fight? Wanna throw up my hands and let us ignite. Spend my days putting out flames, bite my tongue, sharpen my game. With each new day I rise like the sun, more ruptured hope, your smoking gun. And I'm draining too quickly, you're losing me. And I wait for an answer, but then you hide away while I am falling apart. My phoenix tears healing my own broken heart. If you can't bother to care, then is it worth the fight? Wanna fuel the fire and let us ignite. Ignite. I'm falling weak, I can't go on. You're killing me without a cause. I feel the embers, they catch the wind. The fire grows, and I give in. And I see the synergy surrounding me, and I'm closer than ever. But then I rise from the ashes and spread my wings. My broken heart beating again. Done waiting, waited, I breathe in the night. Take one look back before I take flight.
Phoenix Tears, new music from Keynote Sisters on Acoustic Alternatives from Grove Studios. Big thanks to Grove Studios at grovestudios.space for making a space available for me to be able to do this thing. You can check it out yourself, 24/7 operation. You can rent this space at 1 in the morning if that's good for you, 1 in the afternoon if that's good for you. Keypads allow you to get in here, and you can stay for 1, 2, 3 hours. You book your time, you book your space, you figure it out yourself. We're in the biggest room. If you're watching the video, this is the largest of the rooms. If you cut it in half, there's a room equally as cool, but half the size. We've been in that one before. Down the hall, there's the original podcast studio, and then there's 2 other rooms as well. A place for DJs to practice their skills and be a club DJ without annoying their neighbors, and or somebody has a room that it's for mastering, I believe. So the only sometimes fun thing when you're doing a podcast is a train goes by, and then, we have, okay, when we're done.
We were on that train not too long ago. Let's see Amtrak.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So grovestudios.space, check it out. They are super, the reason this exists is Grove Studios. So thanks to them for making it possible. And thanks to Keynote Sisters for joining me today to talk about their lives, plural, and the career that they've had since 2012, first album 2012, somewhere around there. Started making music in 2012.
We started performing live 2012, 2013, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at some point, there was the award-winning opportunity that you won the Michigan State Fair Superstar Contest, right? That was kind of like the door opener to getting a little bit more attention.
It really was. Yeah. Back in, I think maybe starting in like 2015 or something, we applied for this Michigan State Fair Superstar Contest with another band we were in at the time. And it was really fun. And so a few years passed, and in 2018 we were like, oh, let's do it again, but like the 2 of us this time. And it was just an incredible live performance opportunity and competition, and there's different stages and everything, or different levels of the competition. And yeah, we ended up taking home the grand prize. And so it really did open the door for so many opportunities. We met so many people like Jill Jack and Nadir Omawale, and we got a bunch of, the prize package included like recording, a few songs, and that was, our first opportunity to get in the studio and perform some of our original works, and some songwriting consultations and business consultations from Jill Jack, like learning what it actually takes, to be a business owner in the music world, instead of just a songwriter and performer.
Yeah.
Jacyln, you were part of that experience, and you guys also got to open for Jill at the Arc. Do you realize that as a goal for many people, and that was only 2 years kind of after you got going, that you're already doing a show at the Arc, which is kind of a big deal. How'd that feel? Do you remember the feeling?
Oh my gosh, that was such a special night. No, I still remember. As you were talking about it, I'm like, whoa. And I remember suddenly like what the room smelled like and like what shirt I was wearing. Like, yes. Mm-hmm. No, that was so special. Yeah, we opened for Jill Jack at the Arc for her. That was for her annual show, right?
Yeah, the birthday show in January.
Yes.
I probably was there, and I may even have brought you on stage. I don't know, because I've done a lot of stage announcements there, and I can't remember.
Oh,
so I apologize
so
if I did or I didn't. But
look at that, an invisible string. Love it. But yeah, no, that was so fun. We'd love to perform at the Arc again. Yeah, now that we've have more.
Yeah,
it's
there's
been
more
quite a few years now. Yeah,
more experience under your belts,
yes,
and you can
course.
say, yes, we played X, Y, and Z. Well, I mean, if you're taking it more seriously as a band now that college is out of the way, not that you should not, keep that.
I so see what you're saying, though.
Well,
yeah.
This is part of my line of questioning, because the music industry is very difficult, and I hate to see people put so much into it and not get anything out of it, especially super nice people like yourselves. And I don't want you to not try. I hope you have your expectations set correctly, because it is really hard.
Oh, yeah.
To make any sort of a viable living out of doing this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course. And being in the industry now for over 11 years, we experienced that. Yeah, we know. And so yeah, we both also have our own interests and lives outside of music, and I love that this is something that we get to do together. It's really special to me. Yeah.
Yeah, like the music has always been a part of our lives. I don't think it's ever been our whole lives. We definitely love, and our mom has always encouraged us to, learn as much as you can, learn all these different skills, like never let life catch you unprepared for, what happens. So I remember even when she took us down to Nashville, maybe 15 years ago, and she was like, hey, why don't you guys try busking on the streets? And it was just such a fun experience. And she was like, after that day, I've never worried that you guys would ever go hungry. Cause even if, you're doing your corporate jobs or whatever, and then,
God forbid something happens.
Right. You can always, you will always have your music or something, or if our music ever doesn't work out, she's like, I know that you guys are prepared with like so many other skills and
like already have our degrees from like college.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to our mom.
That's a good mom.
She
right?
is
She's the best. Literally.
I haven't met her yet, but I'm sure at some point I will. I feel like I might be an uncle because we have more things in common, as it turns out. Your first CD, you raised money for the Alzheimer's Association with that, or Alzheimer's Fund. I have done a lot of fundraising in my other job back in the day. Part of my pet nonprofits was the Alzheimer's Association as well, and my father currently has it. My mother-in-law currently has it. So, I mean, I think the tie-ins. Anybody who's experienced it knows it sucks.
Yeah.
Devastating. Yeah.
To be so frank, it does suck. Yeah.
Yeah. Our first EP of covers way back when was dedicated to our late grandmother who had Alzheimer's. And so the title was Come What May, and her name was May or Marlene. And so we thought that was just like a nice ode to her. And all of the proceeds from that we donated to the Alzheimer's Fund.
Cure Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Good on you for doing that. I appreciate that as a fellow person who feels it's an important organization. And then a couple of years later, you put out your first original album called Rose Colored Glasses. What do you remember about that process, putting that one together?
Oh my
First
gosh.
originals, right?
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yes, that was such an exciting time because that was the EP that got produced, in collaboration with the Michigan State Fair. And so it was just so many new elements, I guess, because our first album, Come What May, was very stripped down. It sounds quite similar to what we sound like live. And so it didn't take a whole lot of imagination in the creation of that album. It was all covers and it was us just playing our instruments and singing. With that EP, Rose Colored Glasses, it was the first time that we had to kind of reimagine what things were going to sound like now that we have access to this gorgeous studio space and like all these
session musicians.
Yes. Yeah. And so suddenly, saying to ourselves, okay, what would the drums sound like on this song? You know?
Like so many things we had never thought about. And I think because we were so young, it was a lot of like, adults, whatever you guys think is best.
Yeah, literally. That was something we had to kind of learn the hard way, is like how to advocate for ourselves in that kind of space. And so, that EP, we're so proud of it. And at the same time, when I listen back to it, I'll be like, oh, wow, we were really just trying anything, weren't we? It
was a lot of experimentation. Yeah, it was a lot of experimentation and just saying, yes, like, sure, we've never done this. Like, yes, let's add whatever you think sounds good. And so, we ended up with a product we're super proud of. And now, 6 years later, I'm like, I guess it doesn't quite represent who we feel we are now as musicians. And so that's why this new album is like even more important to us, because we're like, okay, we know who we are more so, and at least like in this moment now. So like, what does this version of the Keynote Sisters sound like? And learning to advocate for ourselves and what our sound is, instead of being like, let's try anything. It's like, no, we know who we are now. now.
Knowing when to say no.
How much of a role did Dale, your producer, have in making this sound differently than the last record?
Oh my gosh, a moment to talk about our producer, Dale Gryza. We love him. Oh my gosh. From the first day, because we started out working with him on Done and Damned, and it started out as like, okay, let's like work together on this one single, and then, if we like working with each other, let's do a whole album.
Right, because I think we had only met him once. He was playing with Jill, maybe at the birthday bash. Yeah. And he reached out to us after and was like, hey, like, would really love to work with you guys, like, from a producer standpoint. So, like, if you have a song, like, I would love to just do one song and see if we work together well. And if it works, then, like, let's do more. And if not, then, like, no harm done. Yeah. So, we... it was amazing timing because we had just gone up north on a girls trip with our mom, and we had written this song that really just like flowed out of us, and it was Done and Damned, or what became Done and Damned. And so we were like, when Dale reached out, we were like, amazing timing. We have just the song, and yes, you seem like a great person. Like, let's try this. Yeah. And being in the studio with him was like really night and day compared to anything else we'd ever experienced in the studio. Like, especially as we were saying, being like young women in the music industry, it's like, it could be scary at times, being like, like, how do I stand up for myself? How do I vouch and advocate for my music?
Especially when you have so many less years on you, getting people to believe you and trust your professional opinion at that age.
And trusting your own. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Being like, no, yes, this is what I want. Even though you're way more experienced, whatever, you have 40 years in the music industry, like learning when to trust your own gut. But yeah.
So you said no a few times on his ideas then, is what you're saying? You actually said, no, let's try this. Did you start...
Oh, yeah, of course.
As opposed to the previous record where you were just like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
But the great thing about Dale is that, like, he does have a lot of great ideas.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we were
No.
usually, like, in sync, which
It was very limited
awesome.
nose. Yeah,
Oh my
we
gosh.
found that we worked just so well together, and it was always a conversation of everything. Of he was never giving unsolicited advice or whatever. It was always like, Dale, like, you've been quiet. Like, can we hear your thoughts? Like, you've seen us try to work out this problem we're having on this song. Like, what do you think? And he's like, like, I don't know. I'm also struggling with it. But like, what if we tried this? And we're like, yeah, sure. Like, there's no harm in trying. And at the same time, there's no harm in saying, nope, that did not work. We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
a lot of trial and errh.
Yeah.
Super talented musician. Love his haircut as well. Is really...
You must go to the same place.
I think we do, yeah. Somewhere in Livonia. 5 Mile in Farmington. Sorry. Tangents are fun, aren't they?
Yes.
One of the other things I've noticed throughout your career is that you've had a lot of opportunities to do like Channel 4, and you've gotten a lot of like the harder to get press. The getting on TV stuff is actually pretty hard to do. How did that come about? How did that door open? That's a different door.
Yeah, a lot of it was just timing and what we were doing at the time. Like, so COVID 2020, we had, an amazing schedule lined up, all these summer shows, and then obviously everything got canceled. And so Jacyln got sent home from college, and we're just sitting at home like, oh, this is like the perfect opportunity. We are never together in the same place with all the time in the world to do music. And now we have that opportunity, but there's nobody to play to. So we were like, okay, what can we do? We did like the live Facebook shows like all the other musicians were doing and everything, but we were like really craving the in-person liveness and like being able to see people, like being able to see your audience. We had just been taking that for granted.
For sure.
For so many years. So we came up with what we called the driveway tour. So we have an old handicapped accessible van that we borrowed from my mom, and we took it and we went and parked in people's driveways and gave like a socially distanced private concert for so many people. I think we ended up like doing well over 100 stops on this tour over the course of a year and a half. And it was just like, it was so magical because it was the only way that we could at least think of to do, maintain the live magic of music, but doing it in a safe way. Because obviously everybody's safety was number one priority. But it really brought, us to life in that time. And yeah, so a lot of the news coverage was actually from that. I believe it was because, what is there to cover when everybody is inside their homes? And so we got to do a lot of those. And
That's also when we it was the year that the Detroit Music Awards were also all on video, and so we had a segment that year, and it was fun. We like dressed up at home and acted like we were all gonna be in the same room together. It was fun.
And
yeah,
you've gotten to do like just the regular segment where they focus on music, not necessarily like a news story, but you were like a featured music thing. Mm-hmm. You've gotten to play some outside one of the winter festival. You did that too.
Yes, Lanyap. I was actually thinking of the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, I know a lot of musicians in the local music scene that have not done these cool things, right?
No, that was really special.
Yeah,
and what I have to say to that is just like, shoot your shot, like send the email. Cause I think when that year we played the Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade, I want to say it was maybe 2 weeks before the Thanksgiving Day Parade. And I was just like, let me just email them. And I emailed them and they were like, you know what? Yeah, we just have an opening. Like, yeah, we'd love that. Like, can you play this song? And it just worked out. So
that's great.
A lot of it is luck, but like, yeah, shoot your shot. Send your emails. Vouch for yourself.
Yeah. And
you never know.
And in this record, you've managed to get yourself on NPR stateside, which is pretty cool too. Because that's, not just Ann Arbor's station that maybe it was recorded in, it goes across the whole state. So how did that come about? Did they seek you out?
That was incredible. Yeah, they reached out last spring because, I mean, as you know, this record was, okay, we'll release it in early spring. Okay, no, late spring. Okay, late summer. And it's like, oh my God. It just...
it's coming eventually.
Yeah, the editing. Oh my gosh. It was just more of a feat than we anticipated. But so they reached out earlier in the spring and were like, hey, we saw you have new music coming out. Like, we would love to do an interview. And So we ended up pushing it back, obviously, because the record wasn't ready. So I had nothing to show them yet. But yeah, just last week we got to do an interview with April Baer, which was insane. Like growing up, you know, listening to so much NPR and hearing her voice on the radio, and like it's so weird. Like you hear that voice for so long, and then you just have no idea like what the person looks like. And so then like seeing, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what you look like.
People say that to me sometimes.
Yeah, I bet.
Literally.
But yeah, it was an amazing experience. And yeah, we feel so lucky because we know the weight of NPR, and it's like, yeah, we grew up listening to that all the time. So
Nice.
And April was so wonderful to talk to too. Like she just really takes care of like her guests, and like, yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, like she does a bang up
cool.
job. Yeah.
Congrats on that. That's cool.
yeah, thanks.
The new album is Temporary by Design. Keynote Sisters are my guests on Acoustic Alternatives. It is a sad record. I don't know if we're doing a sad song or one of the... There's a happy song on
I
here,
know
too.
we didn't bring the grand piano. Otherwise, we could have done some sad songs.
I know most of the ballads are pretty piano based, so you're getting kind of the more upbeat flavor.
All right.
We were
of the
talking about
album
that on
today.
the way over. We're like, oh shoot, yeah, we're really not representing the sadness enough. Like, oh, I wish we could like do that, but
People can go listen to the record now.
yeah,
It's
I know
Exactly.
that's your
Problem solved.
incentive.
problem solved. What song would you like to do now?
Let's Waitin' On You.
Yeah, let's do Waitin' On You.
Excellent.
Let's keep it happy. This
I
is
like this one a
probably
lot.
the happiest
Yeah,
one we
no,
have on the album.
This was the one I played on my radio show the other day.
Oh,
Other
lovely.
than the one that had already been around. So
Yeah, this was one we wrote. I was living in Columbus at the time, and Jacyln was just visiting me for the weekend, and we were just we wanted to write. We were feeling the creative juices, but we didn't know what it was going to be.
fruit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is one we wrote. It kind of ended up being like a long distance love song between us Michiganders and the sun. So it's a silly little, it's cute.
It's cold again in Michigan, waiting for these clouds to part. Want the warmth to come on, pour out, and thaw this frozen heart. The gray and gloomy's going nowhere. This winter's lasting 8 whole months, and now I'm dreaming of summer beams, and I'm so desperate for some sun. Don't you get bored out in California? Wanna come over and share those rays? I'm waiting patient, it's getting harder, and I'm counting down the days. I wanna feel the winter peel off the minute I see your face. 'Cause once I catch a glimpse, then everything will fall right into place. I'm just still waiting on you. I'm just still waiting on you. I'm just still waiting on you. Waiting on you, you. The birds are singing, the wind is whispering to me that you're coming home. The flowers start to bloom all over when I feel you getting close. It's been too long that you've been gone now, growing restless every day. But once I have you here with me, I'll forget the woes of yesterday. I'm just still waiting on you. I'm just still waiting on you. I'm just still waiting on you. Waiting on you, just still waiting on you. I'm just still waiting on you. I'm just still waiting on you. Waiting on you,
I'm going to predict the next single from Keynote Sisters' new record. I don't know. That's my guess for the next single. Temporary by Design is the new record. Waitin' On You, performed at Grove Studios here in Ypsilanti for Acoustic Alternatives. Grove Studios, again, the host of and the home of the podcast since the fall of 2020. Very fun, catchy song. Love it. That's got a good feel to it.
Thanks. Yeah.
You guys sent me the digital file, and it didn't necessarily the track listing wasn't laid out. So I just
right.
I like to drive things around in my car. It feels different in my car than it does sitting at my desk
for
or whatever.
sure.
So
Yeah.
I just threw it on the CD, and that ended up at the bottom. Like, no, that's not a bottom track. Move that.
Yeah. Right.
Move that
Shuffle.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That song was actually one of our hardest to record when we were in the studio
Oh
because
my God, yeah.
we've been playing, when we play our live shows, it's me, Jacyln, guitar, cajon, and sometimes a piano. So we get so used to playing with that specific instrumentation. And then when we get into the studio, we're like, okay, well, we don't want it to be another, just essentially a live version of the song because that's, what's the incentive then to come to shows, So we wanted to make it, a little bit produced and taking something that is so locked in as like a live acoustic song and trying to produce it, that was really hard for us. We started over like 3 or 4 times on this song.
Yeah, it was a deceptively hard song to record.
Wow. Okay.
Right. And like listening to it, we never thought so, but yeah, this was a tricky one in the studio.
All right. Well,
But we finally got there.
it turned out great. You said try that again. You said you did a lot of your writing collaboratively from a distance. Did you actually write anything together in the same room, or much of the record?
Some of
Yes.
these.
Yeah, so Waitin On You. I think most of Waitin On You we did write together.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
we wrote that one
Physically
together. A lot. It's hard.
Done and Damned was like top to bottom. It was like Phoebe and Jacyln sitting on the couch 2 hours. That song was done.
Yeah.
But then some of the other ones, like either I would start it or Phoebe would start it. So I know Losing Sleep was mostly me. Phoenix Tears was mostly Phoebe. We've got a few tracks like that.
Yeah, I guess, you could probably guess, like anything that sounds a little bit more like it's written off of like personal experience and maybe one person is singing it more than the other. Probably a safe bet that person wrote the majority of that song. Because, when we were living so far apart, we were having just completely different experiences, right? Like we weren't coming to back to the same house at the end of the night. Like we were just living 2 different lives. And so a lot happened that was unique to that specific person. And so for sometimes like Jacyln would, have an idea of a song and I would have the context of what that song was about, but I was like, I wasn't there. I didn't feel it. Like it's hard putting those words, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to I want it to still represent like how and be true to like how you were feeling. So those are a little trickier. It's, those are less collaborative and, lyrically. And then we get to the music portion and that's more collaborative. But yeah, like Done and Damned was fully a joint effort. Run, Cry, and Waitin On You. Yeah, like Cry, for example, we were going into the studio the next day and, the studio was a little bit far away from where I was living at the time. So I texted one of my friends who lived, maybe 15 minutes away and I was like, hey, can we crash at your place? And she's like, I literally just got the keys to my apartment like yesterday. So there's like no furniture, but if you bring an air mattress, like, sure. So we were like, yes, we're coming. So we were just sitting in her empty apartment, drinking tea, like with a couple, on the floor with a couple candles lit because there were no lamps or anything yet. And, we were just talking about our music and how excited we were to be recording all this. And we wrote the song Cry just like sitting on her floor very organically and together. And that was like a very, magical experience. And then we loved it so much. We ended up recording it maybe a few days.
Day.
Yeah.
We happened to be going to the studio the next day and we were like, actually put a pin in the thing we were working on. We got to at least
we have to show
put
you
down,
this, Dale. Yeah.
How did you decide who was going to play on the record? Like, did Dale pick the band for you, or did you guys pick your band?
Dale was really helpful. Yeah. Because we, like I say, for a lot of our live gigs, we don't play with really many other musicians. Sure. And so, Dale was like, I have several names, like a lot of them we were familiar with their work and whatnot. So, like somebody who played a lot on the album was Brian Lord. He's an amazing guitar player and, he has just insane musical intuition. So he played on just about every track, adding electric guitar, mandolin, even some acoustic guitar licks, and just really like brought these songs to life.
Yes, because he was great at like translating the word vomit that we kind of threw at him, being like, okay, and we want it to feel like a dead tree, but the tree is tall and it's far away. And he's like, got it. Like he nailed it.
And then we're like, okay, but can we add like some moss to the tree? And he like thinks about it and he's like, yeah, let me try something. Like
That was so awesome because he was great at understanding just conceptual things in addition to just being like, oh, actually, can you put that on the and of 2 instead of the and of 3? Like yeah, it was lovely to work with him.
Yeah.
Ironically, a guitar is a dead tree. So, I mean.
And maybe that's why it works so well.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh my gosh, you're right.
Thank you. Sometimes. Like a broken clock, twice a day. I get to be right. I was listening to the album, and when It's All Talk came up, I know you had done that one for an NPR Tiny Desk video. I wasn't as familiar with it until I was playing it in my car, but I heard lyrics to me because I know so many songs. I was hearing a reference to Marvin Gaye and REO Speedwagon, but I don't know if that was intentional at all.
Wait. Refresh my memory. What lines?
Heard it through the grapevine, which was Marvin Gaye, and then heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend. You've been messing around is the REO Speedwagon lyric. But they were butted up right next to each other. I'm like, I wonder if that was sort of an intentional nod to other songs. And your face says, no way.
I wish I could take credit for doing that. That is purely chance, but how wonderful.
Well,
wow. That they ended up like right next to each other.
Yeah.
Aww.
It's just like, oh, that could be people do that sometimes. They like throw a little nod to a favorite song or something they heard on the radio and they throw it in the lyrics. And
literally.
That's what I heard because I can't not think of other songs.
Right.
I know way too many songs.
Well, you never know. Like, what if you were listening to something earlier that day, you know?
That's true. I wrote it so long ago. For all I know, maybe. But no, because I do that with other songs where like I love a little reference. I love a little Easter egg, you know? Yeah. Oh my gosh.
An accidental Easter egg.
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye and REO Speedwagon meet at It's All Talk. Why not?
Right.
Nice.
So outside of the music thing, Phoebe, I know you have your leader dog for the blind thing because I've met one of your dogs at 21st Street. Is that a day job? Is that like volunteer?
That's all volunteer. Yeah, I raise puppies for leader dogs for the blind over in Rochester, Michigan, and I got started with that. Maybe 5 years ago with my first puppy. And yeah, basically every year I get this perfect little fluff ball at like 7 weeks. And then they live with me and I take them to grocery stores and festivals and just teach them how to be, a member of society and not, eat people's pizza and whatnot. And then I give them back to Leader Dog and they go on to be, somebody's eyes, a future client. And actually awesome. The Ohio song on the record was, I referenced, so I quit my job, I got a dog and I moved away. And like the song is very accurate.
I was figuring that was your lyric.
Yeah. So that was, I got my first leader dog puppy and I quit my job and whatnot. But at the end of the song, there's a little tags jingle from the collar, just to as an ode to that first dog, Mochi, who's now working in Washington State. But it was funny when we were in the studio recording that we were like, I want to do something like a little jingle or whatever. And so my current puppy, Kanji, she was in the studio with us that day, or maybe we brought her specifically for this, but we had her sitting on the opposite end of the studio. And then me, Jaclyn, and Dale are standing on the other end with the microphone. And we were all like, Kanji, come. And we're like so excited. And she came running across the room and we're all, laughing and you hear her dog tag. So yeah, that was a really special day.
What is your day job then, if that's not a job? Because it's a job, it's just not a paying job.
Yeah, I've been working in event planning for the last few years. Okay. Kind of an interesting career arc. I started out, with the intentions of being in healthcare, and that was always my grandmother was a doctor, my mom worked in a hospital. I was like, yeah, I'm I do math and science. Sure, I'll do that too. And I worked for a few years and I was just I don't know. I just didn't see myself doing it for the rest of my life. I felt like I was going to work, coming home, recovering, and then prepping for the next day. And I was like, I don't see that for myself. And especially because it wasn't giving me the time and energy that I wanted to be able to give to my music or honestly my relationships, any of my other hobbies. And so I was like, I didn't feel that was right for me. So I quit that, gave myself a year, listened to the Ohio song that kind of tells what happened in my life.
The lyrics tell the story.
But I moved away and I gave myself a year to, take a step back and see, okay, what actually makes me happy? What do I want my life to look like? And so I just lived off my savings, gave myself no pressure to do anything I didn't want to do and just figured out what works for me. And yeah, I came back and I was thinking a lot about music and why do I love music? Like, yes, I love performing, but I also love creating experiences for people, whether that be an emotional experience, like, you know, just anything like live, a musical thing like that. But then I'm like, okay, what are other ways that I can create experiences for people? So that's kind of what led me into event planning. And I've really loved doing that because you're creating all sorts of experiences for people. And it's even better because it's with somebody else's credit card. So
Yeah, that is better.
yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm kind of in a, you know, I think another opportunity to see like, okay, like, do I want to continue this, or like, what does my life look like now? So I'm in a little bit of a
transition.
Another transition where I'm, seeing what's next for me.
Yeah,
so
who
we'll
knows,
see.
might get another song about it.
Oh, honestly.
One of our other common things is my wife was an MSU grad from Lyman Briggs, so I know that that's also
no
for you as well.
way.
Science teacher, and she didn't go the medical field, but she thought about medical for a while.
That's
but
awesome.
Science teacher instead. So
Yeah, I could see teaching somewhere in my future.
they need
as well.
you. Oh,
Yeah.
there's so few people graduating with the teaching certificates these days. It's like
Oh,
it's like
absolutely.
a tenth of what it used to be. It's crazy. It's
Right.
crazy. Jacyln, I know you were more of an actor, stage kind of person. So what is your goal besides the music? What are you doing with your schooling?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. So for some context, I just graduated in May with my BFA in acting.
Best friend forever? No.
Best friend always is
Oh,
actually what it stands for. But yes, so I have my degree in acting, and I recently moved to Chicago because that was like just my favorite city. It had everything I wanted in terms of the theater scene, the music scene, film, like a good distance from home that like if I need to get home, I can.
Yeah, it's 4 hours or whatever.
It was wonderful. Yes. And so now I'm an actor, and I just closed my first show in Chicago. I
Cool.
just did Stop Kiss.
Nice.
And so, that was lovely. I wrapped up that show, and then 2 days later got on a bus to Detroit, and then we
Red Eye
released our
bus.
album. So it's been a whirlwind of the past like couple weeks.
I bet. And that sounds like a pretty exciting, I mean, you get to do things that are entertaining, which is what you clearly is more extroverted of the two of you.
She lives to entertain the people.
No, that's
do.
good. That seems like a really good fit for you.
Yes.
And I hope that brings you lots of joy, and you guys continue to make music together.
Yeah.
And when you were busy, I know, Phoebe, you were doing some solo shows. Do you ever do solo shows?
Yes. So like during college, I went to school in North Carolina,
Okay.
in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And
Gotcha.
so I would do solo shows there just while I was at school, just to pay rent and stuff, and also keep me in touch with like my musical side, because I was kept very, very busy with just classes and rehearsals. And so that was also a really needed outlet of just reminding myself, oh my God, this is why I love to do what I do. Yeah.
Do you want to be more stage, or do you want to do movies, or does it really matter?
I think I have a slight bias. A little underscoring.
Solo.
That was the thought bubble appearing.
Yes.
I think I have a slight bias towards stage, just because I first got into acting through musical theater, and
Okay.
so that really always will have a place in my heart. But during school, I got way more into film, and so speaking of, we just filmed a music video for It's All Talk. For It's All Talk, yes.
There you go.
And so, because my friend from school was in town to see Stop Kiss, my play, and she was like, I brought my camera. Do you guys want to do a music video? I said, absolutely.
Perks of being friends with everybody else in the creative industry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, oh, I have a friend who's an actor. Oh, I have a friend who's a filmmaker. Sure, let me just call my friends.
Literally. So in
Put
like
this project
48-hour turnaround, we made a music video for It's All Talk, and that'll come out next week. So yeah.
Very cool.
So I've been dabbling more in film.
And speaking of friends, a lot of the Michigan music scene, at least in the type of music you guys play, is very collaborative, and a lot of people like help each other. I know Jill's been on your side since she told me about you guys 5 years ago, if not longer. So do you have other Michigan music friends that kind of help you along and you work together? Is there like a scene for you guys that you're part of with like other musicians?
Yes.
Does that make
So
sense?
it does. It does. So it's been tricky just with how little I've been in Michigan over the past like few years. But what
and
I will
she's the
say,
more extroverted out of the two of us. So
literally. But what I will say is, whenever we do these like music festivals, like Nor'easter or like stuff like that, when suddenly you're in a space with a bunch of other Michigan musicians, it literally feels like a reunion every time. It literally feels like a family reunion.
Yeah, it feels like home.
Yeah.
Because I guess we haven't had the opportunity to intimately collaborate with a lot of other musicians, just because it's been hard enough, honestly, collaborating with ourselves as a duo. Yeah. But yeah, like following and just seeing the amazing thing that other Michigan musicians are doing and putting out into the world. And it's like, every time somebody has any sort of, something that they're doing, it's like, we feel like that's like our family. We're like so proud of them. Yeah.
Even when they move away from Michigan, like our good friend Alison Albrecht, which I think yes.
I will tell you a story about Alison in a minute.
Amazing. Yeah, she just released an EP as well, like last week. And so I was just texting her yesterday being like, oh my gosh, we're about to like sit down and listen to it. I can't wait. So yeah, definitely feel the Michigan music community wherever we are.
Yeah.
I saw Alison do the national anthem at a Tiger game. Didn't know who she was. Took a picture of the scoreboard. Said, I have to find out who that is. Googled her. Found out she had some music. Like, you need to come on my show. So I had her on my show in Ann Arbor. And then, I don't know, she was in the car with her parents. And first time she had ever heard herself on the radio was during my show. And there's a video there on her Facebook page somewhere of her hearing herself on the radio for the first time. So
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
We love
she's
her.
the best.
How did you guys meet Alison?
Michigan State Fair.
Oh, okay.
She had won it a couple years before us, and so that's how we ended up meeting. And then immediately we were like, oh, we really gel with you.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
Super great. Other people I think that would be good to connect with from the Michigan music scene. The Accidentals seem to be good at lifting up people, and Erin Zindel as well with her Ebert and Friends show. So, I mean,
yeah, we were with them all, last year or 2 years ago at Nor'easter.
Because now our good friend, this is the lore of like the Michigan music scene. So that rock band I mentioned that I was in at 10 years old was with my good friend Caitlin Coral.
She's awesome.
Right, so you're familiar. And so...
Well, only because of the Accidentals, but yeah.
Yes, and...
Yeah, now she's doing amazing things with the Accidentals.
Yes. Yeah, now she's drummer and every instrument, by the way.
Everythingist.
She's insane. So now she plays with the Accidentals, and I remember the day that she broke the news, I was like, this is such a perfect pairing. And so we've gotten to see all of them at some shows.
I have no offense to girls in the Accidentals because I love them, but her vocals might be the strongest vocals on the Christmas album if you haven't heard the Christmas album.
I need to
yet.
listen to it.
Yeah, no, I was
and
like...
'tis the season, maybe on the car ride home.
Boom, there we go.
Yes.
Cool. They're amazing.
Yes. All right, one more song?
Yeah. I was thinking, actually, do you want to do It's All Talk?
Oh, yeah.
Since it's the new single, apparently.
Yeah.
We have been talking
I guess
about
the wrong
it,
new single.
Yeah, and like music video coming out very soon in the next few days. So
might be out by the time people see the video, depending on how long it takes me to edit the video.
honestly,
it'll be a mad dash. See
it's
who
a
gets there
race of
first.
us editing the music video and you editing the podcast.
Okay, see what happens.
I can still hear your voice when we said goodbye. Still see the tears I caused well up in your eyes. Us is now just you and me. It's look but don't touch. Wanna ask you how you're doing, but I feel I'd be asking too much. It's probably selfish to think I deserve to know what you're doing, how you've been since we let each other go. But I heard you've been emptying bottles, heard you gave up on giving it up. I heard you started thinking about starting something with someone. I heard it through the grapevine, heard it through a friend of a friend. But it's all talk, 'cause we don't talk anymore. Anymore. See you at a party, but pretend I don't. Yeah, you laugh across the room, can't remember the last time we spoke. Try to catch your eye, say hi, but before I can open my mouth, You've already turned away, so I see myself out. It's probably selfish to think I deserve to know what you're doing, how you've been since we let each other go. But I heard you've been emptying bottles, heard you gave up on giving it up. I heard you started thinking about starting something with someone. I heard it through the grapevine, heard it through a friend of a friend. But it's all talk, 'cause we don't talk anymore. Anymore. We don't talk. I heard you're hurt and I heard I can't be the one to fix it. I heard you're burnt from the fire and I heard I lit it. If there's something I could say to break this heart in even pieces, then maybe all this ringing silence, we wouldn't need it. But I heard you've been emptying bottles, heard you gave up on giving it up. I heard you started thinking about starting something with someone. I heard it through the grapevine, heard it through a friend of a friend. But it's all talk, 'cause we don't talk. Yeah, it's all talk, 'cause we don't talk anymore.
Keynote Sisters on Acoustic Alternatives from Grove Studios. It's All Talk, track number 2 on the new record, which is now available as of November 26th, which is a day I will never forget. Temporary by Design is the name of the record, available digitally and physically on CD. Final question, will driveway concerts come back or are they done forever?
We have been trying to figure out how to bring them back, like in an era where people are, you know, no longer bound to their homes.
Yeah.
And I think...
One thing I will say, the van is having some issues. So maybe not mobile, but we are always down for a living room concert, a little private concert moment. We never stopped doing that. So we are definitely still doing that.
I think that's where the energy is going to shift. Like, we love a house concert. Like, it's the more intimate for us, the better. Like, we obviously love playing for lots of people, and, you know, the more people to be introduced to our music, the better. But at the same time, like, those intimate rooms where like you can look people in the eye, like that, nothing compares to that.
No.
So yeah, we have a few house concerts coming up this season, and we're like, I would love to just honestly
fill our schedule with that right now. Yeah. And especially in this cozy season, for sure.
They're very rewarding, very much as a listener as well. Temporary by Design, now available. Congratulations on this excellent new record.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Phoebe and Jacyln, for being guests on the program and for
Thank you for having us.
We made it work.
Yeah,
we've been talking about it for months.
Literally, thank you for having us.
Of course, my pleasure. At this point of the 2025 year, I don't have anything else booked for the rest of the year. That doesn't mean something isn't going to pop up, but you want to subscribe to this, you should do that, because something might happen that you might miss if you don't subscribe to the Acoustic Alternatives podcast. Thanks to Grove Studios. Huge thanks to Grove Studios. Can't do it without them. GroveStudios.space. If you're looking for a place to practice between Ann Arbor and Detroit, or you're playing in the area and you just need a place to do your thing before you get to the gig, great spot to do it. GroveStudios.space. And again, thanks to both of you. What's the website, by the way? Final.
Oh, yes. KeynoteSisters.com.
So easy.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks again.
Thank you.